Important should be, and I'll start with this. I know when Mitch brings someone on staff, he always asks, kind of what's your dream or your vision for the role, and I'm curious to just start with that. I mean, kind of how'd you answer that question, and what brought you home?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it means more coming at a place like this, somewhere that I grew up watching. I watched Mitch win national championships here, and Darwin and Coach Wong, Jacoby, plenty of legends that I still look up to, and I see it as a place that's, since I've been here, and obviously now still a premium pitching development program, and I'm excited to come in with the experience I had playing, but also learned with the Guardians on the coaching side and continue to help it progress in that front, being one of the best places to come and pitch, but also learn how to pitch and develop, get better, and get ready to have a great pro career. So somewhere that means a lot to me, has the resources to be able to compete with anyone in the country, and truly means something when you wear this uniform.
James Creffy with the Oregonian. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take me a little bit into the process, hearing from Mitch that this was very much a group process. So
yeah.
Take me through, from your perspective, engaging with not just him, but everyone on this staff, and then ultimately getting that call and hearing the "we want you to be here" element of things.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick. The news came, I think, on Thursday when Dorr left. Mitch called me on Saturday, and was excited to have that conversation. Sunday, talked again a couple times. Applied on Monday. Tuesday, we had a game in Columbus that ended at like 10:30, I think, p.m. And then I interviewed with the whole staff after that. So went from about 11 to 12:30 a.m. Wednesday, spoke with Dax and another player, and then Thursday was offered the job. Friday accepted it. Saturday I told the staff and team in Columbus, and Sunday night I flew out here. So pretty quick moving process. Talked to the whole staff here, talked to plenty of other people around the college baseball landscape, just kind of getting their input on the status of the program, what college baseball looks like, what the move could look like, trying to get all the information possible. So it was a lot of, the phone was used plenty in those few days, and trying to get all the pertinent answers.
Were you always open to or looking to get into the collegiate space, or was it here and home and the alma mater and those elements that made this the right time, the right fit, versus like, I don't suppose the leaving minor league baseball in the middle of the season was necessarily how you would draw it up, kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely was not looking to head into college baseball, but I think when Mitch called and the opportunity came up, and being somewhere that has meant a lot to me, that's a pretty special opportunity that is worth at least exploring. And I think especially with a family, trying to see how that plays into it. So it's hard leaving, and Cleveland meant a lot to me, and it was very tough leaving them, and gonna stay in touch with many of those players and follow them. But it was more this opportunity for sure.
Hey Andrew, John Warren with KEJL Radio. Recruiting aspect of it all. You played the game, you love the game, you learn the tools, you coach a couple of years in the pros, but now it's different. You got to add recruiting onto that. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited, right? It's just baseball. At the end of the day, it's can you see talent? Do you know how to get outs? Do you know how to develop? And I'm very confident I can do all those things. Like I said, we have world-class resources here that I've used playing and now coaching for 3 years, and probably the best pitching development organization in baseball. Like, I have plenty of confidence in being able to use those tools to get guys better. We've already had a couple portal guys here and been able to run them through some of the pitching lab stuff, and obviously the work Mike does in the weight room, but it's getting the right people on campus, and then if you have a good plan in place and work hard, support them, then you're gonna get better. So I'm excited to bring a lot of that I had in Cleveland, the process here, and help the boys get better. So yeah, I'm excited.
From a facility standpoint, kind of what's the biggest difference about this facility and ecosystem since the last time you walked off the mound here?
Yeah, it's I think I was just telling some of these guys, the foundation is still the same, like the foundation of what Oregon State baseball is, but there's some shiny new toys that I'm excited to use. I think obviously the pitching lab, that was just 2 cages when I was playing here, but now having the force plate mound, the mocap, having edgertronic cameras, TrackMan units, there's no guessing. We're gonna have answers, we're gonna be objective about everything, be able to track the necessary things, and be able to get better because of that. So I think the investment in the program is going to allow it to continue to, be a top 10 or a top tier program and be able to, elevate going forward. So I would say, the investment from the university, from, the donors has allowed this place to, continue moving in the right direction.
Coach Jack Denver with KVAL, what would you say you've learned the most, coaching at the pro level with the pro organization? What have you learned the most there that helps you be ready to coach, be a pitching coach at a premier college program like Oregon State?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just the development side of it of, all right, where's the pitcher at right now? What's our vision for what the best version of them looks like, and how do we get there? So it's coming up with that vision with the player. I think it's hard being a coach and always telling guys what they need to do, but it's being able to work with them, communicate with them, establish that trust early on, and then being able to use the resources, use knowledge of pitching and how to get hitters out, how to attack hitters, and be able to have those things combined to be able to do some special things. I think Cleveland does that better than anyone, of having the entire coaching staff, medical, strength and conditioning, mental performance, everyone get in the same place and be able to talk about how we can get the players better. And I think that's a very similar vision to what I see happening here.
How do you handle guys? Are you a storm the mound kind of guy like Case? Or, how do you do that? You're so young in the business.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I've played for a lot of good leaders, and everyone has their own style. I'm a pretty laid back guy. I'm not going to be a yeller and screamer, and I'll raise my voice when necessary. But I think the whatever you're doing, if there's no joy and passion in it, you're not going to be your best. And so we're gonna do things in a very loose environment, but we're gonna get after it and be compete when the time is necessary. So I'm excited to be able to work with the boys and absolutely love our time here. We're gonna work harder than anyone, and we're gonna compete our butts off between the white lines.
Dylan Jacobs, Gazette Times. Just, you mentioned the conversations you had with Dax. What does those conversations look like? Are you learning from them, just kind of like what it's been like? Just what are those conversations like, I guess?
Yeah, it was a good talk with him. I think first and foremost, I expressed my respect for him as obviously was interviewing for the job, but also just a fan of the program and appreciator of good pitching. So I expressed how much respect I have for him and the future that I see for him, and whether it was myself or someone else that had the job, gonna follow and support him and know there's a great path ahead. But yeah, he kind of asked questions on my approach to pitching, how do I handle guys, how do I work with guys, and trying to get to know my style. And then I asked a couple questions with his experience here and kind of how the rehab is going. Obviously he's got the rehab he's got to tackle here going forward, but it seems like he's in a good spot so far. So I think early conversations are mostly building trust and getting to know guys and them getting to know me, and then you can kind of build from there.
You were in high A previously, working there, and obviously you've seen some guys with close proximity to college baseball come through this program. So have you kind of seen the gap between collegiate baseball and professional ball kind of shrink, especially on the pitching side?
Yeah, I think a lot of the trends you're seeing in professional baseball, lower fastball usage, more fastballs being used, multiple breaking balls, they kind of follow suit in college. So a lot of those same trends I think we're going to implement here, and I'm excited to. We've already tackled some guys I think we can add to the arsenal and improve a couple things to see better results. So but at the end of the day, whether it's college or pro, it's still just getting hitters out and maximizing stuff, maximizing arsenals, and then being able to put guys in the right positions to succeed. So whether it's high A, triple A, Corvallis, Omaha, wherever it is, pitching just about getting outs and having fun doing it.
What was Case's reaction when you told him?
He was excited. Yeah, I've texted with him a few times now and tried to call him to give him the news in person, but his phone was off, so unfortunately I couldn't do that. But I'm excited to meet up with him soon once things slow down a little bit.
Take me into the life and lifestyle change this also offers, not just in terms of the job opportunity, but when you live the pro life and now the collegiate, minor league coaching lifestyle, the impact that has on family.
Yeah.
And then when you have an opportunity for you and your wife to come back to home with 3 kids and another on the way.
Yep.
That stability is something that you probably haven't experienced in a hot minute.
Yeah.
From a life and lifestyle perspective.
Yeah, I'm very excited about my job, love my job, but my first priority is being a husband and a father, and always will be. And I think this opportunity allows us to be together as a family, which is certainly exciting, where Frisco, Texas has been our home, and that's a ways from Columbus, Ohio, and Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm excited to be able to be with my wife and kids and be the dad and husband that I want to be. So, I told Mitch and everyone else, any job or opportunity I take, my family is going to be the most important aspect of that. And I think this opportunity to get us together is a good one. So we're excited for that. And, we still have family in the area who are going to be here supporting us, and you'll hear them yelling at the games. But yeah, being a family man, that's I think the college game makes a ton of sense from that side.
Yelling at you?
Yeah, all the above. Me, at the pitchers, at Mike, all the above. Yeah.
Did you and Mitch cross paths at all when you were in Seattle Zorg?
We did,
Okay.
yeah. I was hoping someone would ask that. Yeah, so I knew Mitch from some alumni events even before then. Before then, I was sneaking into games and trying to watch him here in Super Regionals. But he was my manager in 2019 in Arkansas. I was at a pretty low point in my career and had been through a tough season, and we had some good heart-to-heart talks, and he was a big reason why I kept playing and kept going, and I made it up to the big leagues for one day that year, and I've told a lot of people that's the most proud day of my career. I didn't pitch particularly well, but knowing what I had went through and getting that one more opportunity meant the world to me, and he was a big reason for that, and I'm extremely thankful. I believe I was the only player that he got to tell was going to the big leagues. It was on my birthday. Him and the Mariners pitching coach Woody, they were the staff there, but they sang me happy birthday, and then after that they said you're going to Seattle, and so it was a pretty fun deal. So
Was he still catching bullpens?
I think he did throw the gear on. Yeah, he was still catching bullpens. He was hitting. He was always out and about. But again, the passion and energy that he brings, it's contagious. So we felt it there. I know they feel it here, and I know this place means a ton to him. So I'm excited to lead alongside him.
You mentioned the investment from donors and from the university itself. There was also, just recently that report, the expansion. How important is that investment from the university and from the community, especially as you're coming back home?
Yeah, great question. I think it shows how much this place means to the community, how much it means to the university, to Corvallis, and the belief in the athletes and in the program as a whole. I think there's been huge investment because of what this place has meant on and off the field to so many people. So, we're thrilled, we're honored, and I'm excited to see what that looks like and the impact it has for obviously the student athletes, but the fan experience and just Corvallis in general. So, we're extremely fortunate of that.
There's no easing into this job in this day and age with the portal and everything that's going on. Obviously, probably a very new experience for you. Just what kind of goes through your mind as you're starting to navigate that, and when you're looking for portal players, guys with experience, just what are kind of the traits you're looking for, I guess? Yeah,
that's a good question. I mean, number one was learning the rules. There's a lot of changes to college baseball than 2015 when I was drafted, so I've followed it and obviously followed this program, but trying to get acclimated with the rules. From there, it's learning about who's in the portal and then just knowing what you value. First we, work down through our roster right now, who we have, what we're potentially missing, and then kind of work from there. But we have some pretty cool resources to be able to, hey, are we looking for more velo, more swing and miss, a good slider, a lefty, you can sort through that stuff pretty easily. And so we've been working pretty hard at finding some arms to bring in. So we're excited with some of the contacts we've had and what the future holds.
It's funny you say there are rules in college baseball. But from the areas of need, it is clear that, the entire weekend rotation is on the way out, provided that Eric goes as high as he hopes to go.
Yep.
So besides starting pitching, and all right, some people are lined up reliever-wise who you may not be able to talk about, but where do you see need beyond starters and probably a couple of righty relievers and back-end guys?
Yeah, there's a ton of opportunity that excites me. There's a ton of development that's going to go on, and I think that'll be a message early on in the fall of this fall's a competition. Every single day, what we're doing in the weight room and bullpens, controlling the running game, PFP, all those things are helping to build your resume of what you can bring to the table. And I think competition brings out the best in everyone. So certainly probably some weekend opportunities open. I think back end opportunities are earned. You got to build trust and have the stuff and mentality. So yeah, it's kind of a fresh slate for guys to come in and establish themselves and show us what they can do. So yeah, I'm excited.
For a couple of guys who you could have returning, or certainly in line to do so, have you had a chance to watch or engage with either Queenie, Scott, Mendez, and see their stuff and,
Yep.
and potentially talk to them about, coming back for senior seasons and what their roles could be?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I've talked to every pitcher on staff, texted with all of them, hopped on the phone with a few, have had good conversations back and forth, and mostly just getting to know them. I think it's hard to jump into like development conversations until trust is built. So right now it's letting them see my personality, getting to know them, what's important to them, and then we'll have plenty of fall to get into some of the the more nitty gritty conversations. But yeah, been in contact with all those guys. I'm excited to work with them, and they seem excited to work with me. So we'll see. But it's going to be a good run here.
When you got the accepted the job, and when you walked in here for the first time since your last time here, I don't know when that last time you have been here, but is there a memory from when you played that just kind of been sticking in your mind as you've kind of come back, put the OSU hat on again? Just is there a memory that kind of sticks in your mind from your playing days?
Yeah, no, I think the last start definitely sticks in my head. The chanting one more year definitely was a cool one. I think the super regionals when we beat Kansas State here after losing game one, we had to battle through some adversity in the regional and super regional, and being able to get this place back to Omaha was pretty special. Rasmussen's perfect game, I think that one definitely stands out. So yeah, a ton of good memories here. Some of the like bigger moments like that, but also just being with the boys and competing in the fall, like some of those memories too that no one else really sees on the outside, but I think when you're with the team and working hard, that stuff means a lot. So some of the bigger flashier moments, but also just the like hours and hours of hard work that go into a place like this.
Who's your Mount Rushmore of Oregon State baseball?
Hey now, let's go. How many's on Rushmore? Was it 5, 4?
You can go 5 if you want.
I'll go 5. I mean, Baz has to be on there. That guy is incredible. I'll put, let's see. I'll put Rasmussen. I love that guy. He meant a ton to me, even though he was younger, and has continued to do some pretty cool things. If you don't put Jacoby on there, you're wrong. And then who else can I put on there? There's way too many answers, but I'll put Jonah Nickerson. That was my guy. I loved watching him compete through some huge games. Did whatever the team needed. So, I mean, I could throw 15 more names at you.
We won't talk.
If we can have multiple, he's fine. Yeah. He's on plenty of other ones.
Take us into your process for pitch development and like what that looks like, and do you have one in particular that like you lean to and look to develop most? Because like for instance, over the last year, a lot of guys added the kick change, and that was a staple of this staff where like everybody, and it was quite effective. So like, do you have a particular one that you go to first, and what's your process for developing pitches for guys?
Yeah, good question. Everything's individualized. There's some guys that can get the kick change, some that can't, but everything we do here is individual to that specific player. So it'll be getting to know them, what the arsenal is, what are we missing from a performance standpoint, how do they move, what can we add from there, and then it'll be using the pitching lab with the TrackMan, the Edgertronic, force plate mound, mocap, all those cool toys, being able to partner with them and get the plan in place. Yeah, I think the kick change is fun. It can be hard for guys to throw it in the zone, so I think that's been the one struggle we've had with guys in Cleveland. Fastball shapes is going to be a huge thing. Going to push multiple fastball shapes on every single pitcher here. It just makes hitting way harder, which is a good side of pitching. We'll add some breaking balls. We're going to have some sweepers, some depthy ones, some hard gyros, some curveballs, but we're going to have a very diverse pitching staff, from arm angles, from righties, lefties, arsenals, north-south guys, east-west guys. I want to make it as hard on the hitting guys as possible. So that's the vision I have for the pitching staff, and more than anything, we're going to be relentless in the strike zone. I think pitching in all the pitching labs is great, but if you're not in good counts, it's very hard to have success. I think the game is never going to go away from that, and I think as you get higher levels, you see the importance of it. So day one, that's going to be a huge message that I deliver, and then every bullpen scrimmage, every conversation we have is going to be centered around that. We're going to attack the zone, we're going to trust our stuff, and we're going to compete.
Is there a big divide in equipment machinery that you used at the pro level that you'll have here? I know they've got everything because it's the pros, but how close is it in what you have to work with as a pitching coach?
Yeah, I mean, they have the biomechanics access to that, but I would say outside of that, it's, you know, all the same things. Every bullpen is TrackMan and Edgertronic, and you know, a lot of the like data services we use, they have here as well. So again, the fancy tools are cool and they're going to help us get guys better, but I think count control, the mental game, and just having guys believe in themselves are going to be some of the stabilizing factors. But in terms of what we're using equipment wise, it's very, very similar.
All right, Andrew.